Welcome to Lighten Up, the art of living clutter-free, a podcast where we tackle the literal and figurative clutter standing between you and your healthiest and happiest life. I'm Melanie, your host, coach, and guide on this journey to help you design a life that you love. Whether it's clearing out your kitchen cabinets, untangling your digital files, or letting go of the mental blocks that hold you back, we're here to make space for what truly matters. Let's lighten up together, starting now. Hey, welcome back to Lighten Up, the art of living clutter-free. I'm Melanie Cohen, your purple-haired, clutter-clearing, no-nonsense coach. And if your life feels like one long game of whack-a-mole, then this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about balancing life's issues, or as I like to say, how to survive the chaos without losing your damn mind. Because the juggle, it's real and it's constant, which means, yes, we might even have to dig into the ever elusive concept of work-life balance. Spoiler alert, I have a few thoughts and they're not exactly warm and fuzzy when it comes to work-life balance. So let's dive in. First, I want to talk about the bullshit that is perfect balance. Let's just say it up front. Balance, as we have been sold, is a total myth. You're probably seeing the image of a woman doing yoga on the beach, smiling peacefully while her calendar magically aligns and her inbox just disappears. And meanwhile, your reality, you're answering emails while unloading the dishwasher, ignoring texts while on a Zoom call, and trying to remember if you fed the cat. That is real. It is a real version of balance, chaotic, messy, and reactive. So let's talk about work-life balance because I said it was coming. As if work and life are two separate compartments that we can just evenly portion out like peas and carrots. Truth is, it all bleeds together. You're making a doctor's appointment during your lunch break, writing a grocery list during a meeting, answering Slack messages while hiding in the bathroom. That's work-life balance. So it's not a thing. It's just life. It's messy and it's overlapping. It's unpredictable. That's life. And if you've ever felt like you're doing it all and still falling short, you're not failing. You're just carrying way too much with no instruction manual. So let's talk about what imbalance looks like. In the day-to-day, it looks like crying in the car because you finally had a moment alone. It's snapping at your partner because they left the cabinet door open again, but you're just exhausted and no one has asked, how are you? Waking up at 3 a.m. with your brain racing like it's trying to win a marathon. It's canceling the fun thing you were looking forward to just because there's no space left in your brain or in the schedule. You're staring at a cluttered kitchen and thinking, why does everything feel so damn hard? That's an imbalance. It's not always dramatic. It's subtle. It builds slowly like water dripping from a faucet until one day the sink just completely overflows. So clutter adds weight to the juggle. So let's zoom out and look at what adds weight to all of this. You know, I talk about clutter constantly. But it's not just about the stuff on the kitchen counters, the piles on the desk, the overfull closet where you can't even really get in to find that perfect thing that you want to find. That's all real. But it's the mental clutter of unfinished thoughts and to-dos, the emotional clutter of guilt and resentment, worry and regret, shame and guilt, guilt and shame, the physical clutter in your home that reminds you of all the things you haven't handled yet, the digital clutter of 37 open tabs and 900 unread emails, the financial clutter of not knowing where your money's going or how you'll ever get ahead. Clutter is imbalance. It's noise. And when you're already overwhelmed, clutter whispers, you're behind, even louder. And that sucks. So, signs you're trying to balance too much. You want to know how to spot the imbalance before it knocks you over? Well, here are some of the signs. You're exhausted even when you've technically had enough sleep. Your brain won't shut off even during downtime. You can't remember the last time you felt joy, not just contentment, but actual joy. You feel guilty resting. You forget things like appointments and birthdays, where you left your phone constantly. You've stopped doing things that make you feel like you because there's no time. If this sounds familiar, this is not a failure. This is a signal. Something's got to give, and it can. So let's talk about the tools. Here are just a few ways to lighten the load and feel a little more space emotionally, mentally, and practically. 1, name your season. Are you in a survival season, a caregiving season, a rebuilding season? Stop expecting vacation mode behavior in emergency mode life. Give yourself permission to let things slide. Not forever, just for now. The world will not fall apart if you skip a PTA meeting. Life will not end if you order takeout. Do less, but do it on purpose. Instead of trying to do 5 things halfway, pick one thing, do it with intention. 1 drawer, 1 task, 1 real conversation, 1 card, one of the things that you want to do. We also need to redefine rest, because rest isn't always sleep. It might be listening to music while doing the dishes. It might be 10 minutes sitting outside. It might be saying no without explaining why you are saying no. We need to set ridiculously simple goals. This is not a new message I'm sending. So it's not, I'm going to meditate for 30 minutes, but maybe it's, I'll sit still for 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Do you remember how hard it was to get a 2-year-old to sit for 90 seconds? We're no different. Maybe it's, I'm not going to clear the counters all over the kitchen, but I'm going to clear off 1 counter. Give yourself a win that you can actually achieve. So let's talk about the emotional side of this juggle, because imbalance isn't just logistical, it's emotional. When you feel off kilter, you might also feel resentful of the people that you're caring for, ashamed that you can't get it all together, frustrated that you're doing so much and still not feeling accomplished, and lonely. Even when surrounded by people, you can feel lonely. These feelings are valid, and naming them can be the first step to lightening them. Try asking yourself, what am I really carrying right now that no one sees? And then say it out loud. Write it down. Share it with someone safe. Okay, let's lighten up and let something go before we wrap up. Here's your challenge. Let something go this week. It might be an expectation. It might be a commitment. It might be a piece of clutter. It could be a guilt trip that you have been replaying in your head over and over again for years and years. Let it go. Not because it's easy, but because it is heavy. And you deserve to feel lighter. If this episode struck a chord and you're wondering how to find your version of balance in the chaos, let's talk. Book a 30-minute call with me. We can talk about what's going on and how I can help. We'll figure out what needs to go and what gets to stay. And if this episode gave you even a little relief, please rate, review, or share it with a friend who is carrying too much right now as well. Until next time, breathe deep, drop a ball on purpose, and lighten up. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Lighten Up, the Art of Living Clutter-Free. I hope you found a spark of inspiration to help declutter not just your space, but your mind and life as well. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little lightness in their life. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Small steps lead to big changes, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. For more tips, resources, and ways to connect, check out my website, follow me on social media, and don't forget to check out the Design Your Healthy Life Strategy program to take your transformation even further. Until next time, keep letting go of what no longer serves you and making room for what truly lights you up.